I would say watching back last year's show is a very humbling experience, and it does make me teary watching back and seeing the chat like absolutely blowing up, congratulating people for winning, all the nominees in chat like motivating each other and supporting each other in their categories and other categories and other creators as well. So it showed me that it worked because the entire community came together and they were all supporting each other.
Welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
I'm Old Man Raptor, and we have two guests here today, and they are, and we'll start from the left, go to the right.
Your left or my left? Okay. Hi. Great start. Hi, I'm Puck. I am a VTuber, a full-time content creator, and the chairman of the VR Community Awards.
Hello, I'm Luxifinity, and I'm a staff for the VR Community Awards as well, but I'm also staff on other communities as well, like VR Dancing and Lux Nova, but good to see you. Woo!
Well, thank you very much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure to have you both.
Yes, yes,
Thanks for having us. I'm going to be very scuffed for the whole interview. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
This is already very
embrace the scuff. There's been many times that we've dealt with
it
it too, so don't worry about it. Just be yourselves, that's all we ask.
I'm going to try my best not to fly away.
Alrighty. Well, then we'll just jump into the start of in the crux of the conversation. What are you known for? How'd you get started? What got you into Vrchat? And for this particular VR Community Awards as well.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's a long one. I got into Vrchat about 8 years ago. I was watching someone called Nags21, who was a content creator. At the time, they were called Joey Bagels, and they would go on adventures with a group called the Lolly Squad at the time. And I was just enthralled by what VR was capable of and the fun and adventures he went on with his friends. And I was like, hey, I want to experience this. I want to find my own friends, my own community. So I jumped in desktop. I fell in love. A few months later, I bought a headset, and I never looked back. I've been here ever since. It's slowly consumed my life and become my world, which I'm not complaining about. I love being here. About 5 years ago, I started streaming content in Vrchat, just as a side hobby outside my job. I used to be an estate agent, and it just kind of took off. I got lucky. I don't know what I did, but people seemed to watch. So I was like, okay. So about 4 years ago, I quit my job and I went full time. So since then, I've been a full time Vrchat creator, live streamer, and then I moved more into VTubing in the last sort of 2 years. But Vrchat is still my home and is my primary source of friendship and interaction with all of my friends, and I wouldn't change that for the world. About 2 years ago, we started doing the VR Community Awards. So this is going to be our second year coming up now, and it was just a way for me to kind of give back to the community that changed my life and made me happy. Like I'm very lucky to have the life I have and to be surrounded by the people I am. And I count my blessings every day that I can wake up and that I can say that this is my life. And yeah, the awards are my way of saying thank you to everyone for everything they've done for me. And it was much needed in the space. We needed something that could fight the stigmas that people think about us in YouTube videos that don't make us look great. And it's also a way for us from all corners of Vrchat to just come together for one night to celebrate who we are. It's important to me that everyone is represented in some way or another, so the worlds and the avatars and the communities, and we can just have one massive night of acknowledgement for every single person who makes Vrchat the experience that it is. So yeah, it's been super successful, and I'm very grateful to the community for giving me the opportunity to do this and trusting me to do this. And yeah, it's gone from strength to strength, and we're hoping this year is going to be the biggest year ever. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, actually, 8 years you started Vrchat. That's actually
a
long time ago.
Badge, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it just came in my 8-year badge.
Yeah. I'm actually very young in the VR space, like one of the youngest one. Like I only started 3 years ago. And what's crazy about how I started in VRChat is I actually don't have a choice of playing VRChat back then. Like I was forced into playing VRChat. So if you guys remember how Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg renamed his own company into Metaverse and into Meta, and they start hyping up Metaverse, right? So I started VRChat because my company wanted me to research about this Metaverse thing. So literally my company bought a VR gear for me to explore what VRChat is all about and study about how to make VR worlds and things like that. And yeah, just report what I found to my company and things like that. Fortunately, COVID subsided in like 2023 and 2024-ish, so that project got paused. But after, exposing myself to VRChat, I kind of fell in love with with this concept of meeting new people, meeting new people in VR. And then, yeah, from there, I just, like keep getting addicted to hop on VRChat. And then ever since then, I help out like a lot of things in various communities. So like I started like helping out in the Mighty Gym as a backend developer. But then I already quit the Mighty Gym. But that's a different whole saga. But VR. But then I become a bot developer and also host dance sessions for VR dancing. And then I also do helping out as well into day-to-day operations in LuxNova group as well. So VR dancing and LuxNova is kind of like the two primary communities that I contributed in. But on top of that, I also like do a little bit of, helping out with friends and things like that. So I do some filmmaking, and I also do graphic design. And I got myself into the VR Community Awards and got introduced to Puck is like last year. So Mixie told me about, hey, the VR Community Awards needs a graphic designer, and I was like, sure, I'm interested on helping out the VR Community Awards after looking at the show last year, which when I look at it, it's like a very amazing thing to be involved in. And I said yes, and then here I am. I'm helping out with Puck on promoting the VR Community Awards. And to be honest, like the reason why I wanna do this VR Community Awards is because looking at the various amazing things that the various communities in VRChat does, like, genuinely makes me happy. So I really want to experience all of that, and I'm also like very curious what other people are doing in VRChat, and hence here I am. I don't know if that's clear or not, but
no,
yeah.
it's very clear. We understood everything.
Yeah, I would say Lugs is massively underrating how much they do in the awards. They are pretty much the number two to me. They've done so much for the awards. They've been consistently in contact almost every single day for months, like relaying information and working with me on many aspects of the show. So it's kind of gone beyond being just a graphic designer, and their input has been incredibly appreciated. So yeah, you kind of. I don't know. We need a new title for you, I think. Graphic designer doesn't do you justice at this point.
I first started graphic designer, and then slowly like hosting community events, and then slowly edit videos as well. But let's be real, it's just that passion is one hell of a drug. I really got behind all the concept of the VR Community Awards, and yeah, I just love to do the things I do. Basically, if I enjoy something, I'll do more. So yeah, that's
I'm doing something right.
That's how it is. Yes.
So I have a bit of a question as well. From when the VR Community Awards first started, what were you expecting the experience or the whole thing to be like versus what you experienced last year? And if you can talk about it a little bit of this year as well, what were you looking at when starting?
Oh, okay. So when I first had this idea, it was just meant to be a stupid little like one stream for like my viewers, like doing a little like fun award show style thing, just to have a bit of fun. It wasn't meant to be like serious or like what it is today. And I wanted to pitch the idea to Vrchat to make sure, hey, am I stepping on any toes here? Are we cool? They gave me the green light, and I was like, awesome. So I started putting it together, and as people found out about it, it gained traction, and then it started to get like massive amounts of attention, and it started becoming this like really big thing that people were interested in. I was like, oh no, now I have to invest a hell of a lot of time and money into making it happen, because I didn't want to let everyone down. I had a vision for a silly little show, but then was given the opportunity to make it so much more. And I had the right people around me, the right contacts and the right friends who wanted to jump on board and make it happen. And we put together a small team of 5 people last year for the awards. The entire awards was done by 5 people. I took on the majority of the work as it was like my project. So I did like the storyboarding, the script writing, all the nominee videos, the putting together the acceptance speech videos, contacting the 96 nominees and getting all their information. You know, it was a very daunting process, and it took a lot of time and a lot of my sanity as well. But I didn't want to let the community down, so I just literally full sent it. I stopped streaming for about 2 months in the run up to the show. And I financed the first year myself for my own like personal accounts, and it ruined me. It was very expensive, but it was worth it. The end product was something that we can all be incredibly proud of, and that we didn't even know was possible with such a small team and no experience in the space doing something like that. And yeah, it just became so much more than was originally intended. It was a happy little accident, I would say, and with the success of last year, we wanted to obviously just expand to make it bigger and better. So we've expanded the team. So we now have like, how many in the team? I think it's like 13 or something. And then we've got additional third parties that are helping us as well with other items like Lux Nova helping us build a stage on the world. So we're going to be having live performances this year. So we're upping the production value and the production quality. The nominee videos are more polished and high end this year. Lux helped a little bit with some of the imagery for the nominee videos, so thank you for that. So yeah, we've taken what we've learned from last year, and we've adapted and built on it massively to make the production quality and a much higher, and to add so much more, like the 14 curation awards this year. So we can make it more inclusive for everyone, regardless of your size or your following. So happy little accident, to be honest. We went from and this happened with my talk show as well. It was just meant to be a stupid little thing, and then it ballooned and became like a big thing that I had to then have an entire studio built for so that I could host the show. And this is just another case of that. It was just meant to be a fun little thing for the community to give back, and it just gained traction massively. And then I just stepped up and put in the time and money to make it something that the community could be proud of.
What I wanna say is it's actually very interesting, you know. Before VR Community Awards is a thing, like we just started like last year. But before that, Vrchat has existed for like what, 10+ years at this point.
Yes. Is it 11 years this year?
Yeah, I think it's around I think it's around 11 years, yeah. And what's interesting is at that big huge amount of time, there is not like an award type of event in Vrchat like at all. So like this is like the first time of like the first award show I would say that is happening in Vrchat. And to be honest, this is not just an award show where, you know, like Hollywood or maybe like the Game Awards where it's all about prestige and just having that award. But I see this VR Community Awards as a tool for everybody to use to expose themselves to new communities, you know. So if a certain community wins an award or a certain creator wins an award, it's kind of pushes people to check out new things and getting exposed to new things, and from there there is that how do I say it? It's like discoverability. Like we boost discoverability of the very fringe corner of, I would say, like in general terms, like VRChat is like a corner of the internet, like a very unique corner of the internet. Like it exposes it a little bit, and hopefully by doing that, people and creators get their communities and creation the exposure that they deserve. So yeah.
Yeah, to add on that, it's super important to us that like we want viewers who are not that. We want viewers who are potentially outside the space, as well as people in the space, to see what is under the surface in VRChat. So the communities here, the game worlds that people make, the people who create here, like from every corner of VRChat. We want people outside the space to like see that and then be like, wow, this is incredible. I can find a community that has my same hobbies and interests. It could be racing the streets of Tokyo or playing chess with the chess club. You know, there's a multitude of options and opportunities here, and we want people to be aware of them. We want people who are outside the VRChat space to see what actually takes place in VRChat and inspire them to get involved. We want more players to recognize that it's not all like 15-year-olds running around with MetaQuest headsets saying naughty words in public lobbies. There is so much more to this community that are beyond the surface, and we want people to give us a chance. On the show last year, I said a lot of times, you know, like there were hundreds of worlds for you to jump into, go and check them out, you know, to push the fact of, hey, this is just like 3 worlds. There's thousands. You should definitely give it a shot. And, you know, we want to inspire people as well, and motivate them to want to be a part of this community. So we want to bring people in by showcasing the magic of this community.
I got a question for online, and it's for both of you, one at a time. Okay, if you had someone, I ask this mostly in most of the videos now and everything else like this. If somebody out of the blue, like me, or line, came up to you and asked you this question, I want to do what you're doing. What advice would you give them, knowing that they're new into VR?
Well, that's a good one. You want to go first?
Wow, you jumped that bus. Well, I'm out. Bye. I'm going.
So how do somebody get like becoming like us? Is that
well, in that form, yes. But if somebody come up to you and go, "Hey, I like what you're doing, and how can I do what you're doing?" What advice would you give them really quick to get them grounded, or whatever the situation is, to get them started if they're that interested? I mean, really interested in what you're doing. What advice would you give them to get them started?
Okay. That's actually very interesting. So there is 2 components of advice, I would say, to answer that question. The first one is to never give up, and the second one is make sure you like what you do. You know. So the first of all of never give up is, it's more of like when people get into VRChat for the first time, when they are like new user in VRChat, right? Sometimes one of the biggest challenge of a new user to get into VR and VRChat is finding the right community for them, you know, because there is a lot of cases where people got themselves a Quest 2 or a Quest 3 in Christmas. They hop on VRChat, they mess around on a public world for like 1 or 2 hours. But then, you know, there's a random 15-year-old being toxic in that public world. And then they were like, this is not for me. And their Quest 3 is collecting dust, right? So when I say to never give up, it's more like try to, you know, get situated in VRChat. Try new things, be open-minded, like talk to people on how they play VRChat, and talk to people like, hey, do you recommend any communities and stuff like that, and just talk to people on what your interests are. And by doing that, you will eventually find the best fit community for that. So for example, like I have friends that they didn't know they like furries and things like that until they found a furry community for the first time. So basically things like that. And and yeah, so basically, first of all, it's like never give up. Like try to find the community that really fits you, like resonates with you. And then the second of all, when you do actually find a community or a group of people that is like-minded like you, make sure that you are happy in that community. Because by being happy and by being by being happy inside that community, by like just like if you enjoy yourself spending time in Vrchat, it will be natural for you to try new things, you know. Like I still remember back then, like I don't know anything about Unity, and then just because, you know, I like the friends I have in Vrchat, they started to, you know, help me on how to upload my first avatar, how to edit my own avatar, and then slowly, I am interested on helping media production for the community I'm involved in. And then slowly I learned how to do filmmaking, and then slowly I learned how to do graphic design, and slowly how to code and things like that. So eventually, by being passionate in the community you're at, you will naturally improve yourself. You'll naturally do the best of you can do, and then you will grow as a person. You will grow as a person, and then suddenly here I am now after 3 years from being like a corporate wage slave that doesn't know anything from Vrchat into like right now. So yeah, that's my two advice for a new user.
For me, it's like as a content creator, my biggest advice to anyone, and I've had people ask me this before, and I literally say to them, just go live, just download OBS, start streaming, just do it for the passion and the enjoyment of it. Just see where it takes you. If you enjoy it, awesome. Keep going, have fun. Don't get caught up in the metrics or the numbers. Just enjoy the ride. That's the most important thing. As far as like doing a big project like the awards, it is one of those things where you just have to take the dive and take a risk. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know, I think all of us can agree that we've done projects in the past that didn't quite have the success or work out the way that we'd wanted or hoped. And I feel like many people at home will resonate with that as well. But the biggest thing is that you tried. Instead of always wondering what if, you need to push yourself out there and just give it a go, because you never know what could happen. So I just say full send it and go for it. Expand your horizons, take those risks, and enjoy what you do.
Ooh. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So a question I have as well is a bit related to something you said earlier. You said when you first started the VRCAs, it kind of ballooned faster than you were expecting. What was the VRChat community's response to the creation of the VRCAs, and how are you handling or viewing that whole situation unfold after everything started growing?
The reception was really, really positive, which kind of like I didn't ever expect it to become what it has. That was like, I'm still a bit shell shocked, to be honest. I'm still like, oh, this is like a really big thing that people enjoy. Oh, okay then. So it still scares me to this day. But it like basically as it started to balloon, I had to kind of make a decision on what to do with this. Do I kind of step back and go, hey guys, this is just a meant to be a little thing. We'll do what we can, but it's not going to be like a proper award show for VRChat. Or do I, as I said before, full send it and take the risk and push it as far as I can and see what happens? And I thought that this was a great opportunity to do so much good for the VRChat community that the benefits just outweighed any like personal reasons of like my time and resources to not do it. So I thought, you know, this could be one of the biggest projects I ever do in my life, and it's something I could look back and be proud on, to say that I was a part of this. I'm already proud that I'm a part of the VRChat community, and it's something that I will always be honored to be a part of for the rest of my days. But I wanted to see how far I could take this opportunity and do some good for the community. So I just stepped up to the plate after some deliberation, and I kind of looked at the bigger picture. How much time do I have? How much money do I have? Do I have the correct people and resources available to me in the Vrchat community? And I ticked all the boxes and just went for it. And it started reaching out to other communities like Vrchat last year. We worked with VR Dancing last year. We worked with the local police department last year. Roleplay group, not an actual police department, just to clarify. That was a thing. People thought it was a real police department. No, incredible roleplay group. Love them to bits. They're amazing. Project Community we work with as well. And they all gave us our backing and blessing. They took a risk. They took a gamble on me. They didn't know of my previous work or me as a creator or my capabilities of hosting something like this. So they kind of took a gamble on me, and I didn't want to disappoint them. So I literally just put as much time and resources into it as I possibly could, because I wanted to make them proud and not make their risk that they took in me a backfire, or I didn't want to make anyone look bad. That would have been the worst thing ever. So I just dedicated the time and resources needed to make it happen, and it was thankfully a success. It thankfully went well. So yeah, it was just a course of weighing up the capabilities and the possibilities of me doing this. Do I financially have the money to make it happen? Do I have the people around me? And I did. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it and see what happens. And I'm really glad I did.
Got another one for him, Juan. In the process of what you guys are doing and everything else like this, when you have somebody come up to you, because it does mean lying, both and everything else like this, comes up and says, I like what you're doing and everything else like this and what you're doing, what feelings do you guys get from that, just off that feed, just by itself? What do you get from it?
I'll go.
No, you. Please, no, you.
They're arguing over it now.
Okay. It's really weird. I'm like, I don't know how to react to compliments, honestly. Like when people are like, oh my God, I love your avatar, or I really like that thing you do, or that project, etc. I'm always like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And then I kind of freeze because I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I feel incredibly grateful and humbled by the kindness the community have shown me overall. But when people literally walk up to me and say, I'm a huge fan of XYZ or this thing that you did, I generally don't know how to react. I just kind of freeze because I'm not good at that kind of thing. I don't know why.
If people say that to me, I'll do the Uno reverse card to them, because the real heroes are the people that are passionate on making their communities, doing their creation. We are just highlighting some of the best things in Vrchat. The real work is on them. So
yeah,
we are very thankful. Yeah, so honestly, we are just very thankful that they would like to. They're excited on the VR Community Awards, and we are also thankful with everything that they do on making, in general, making Vrchat a better place for a lot of people.
Got another one for him, Wine, if you don't mind, sir.
Ask away.
Okay, doing what you're doing and everything else like this, what's the hardest thing you ever done in VR that you just wanted to pull your hair out and change gray, in that situation? Well, it's one of the hardest things that comes to mind since you've been in VR that you had to do.
That's easy for me. The awards.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, I was losing my mind. I was incredibly stressed. I spent Christmas Day working on the awards instead of with my family downstairs, who were opening presents and celebrating and stuff. So I sacrificed a lot for it, and it did take a lot of a mental toll on me. And the problem was I couldn't walk away. I couldn't turn my back after doing so much work and time into it. And it was an incredibly stressful point in my life. And I said to myself last year, I'm never doing this again. I'm doing it again. I didn't learn my lesson. So for me, easily, the awards have been one of the biggest and most stressful projects in my life, like let alone VR. So it's a huge undertaking, and I think it was like, I think 800 to 1,000 hours went into last year's production for me alone. It was insane. There's so many moving cogs and bits that people don't see that take hours and hours and hours just to deal with, even though they're tiny things, and it all manifests into a massive amount of time. And it was a huge investment. And I've done it again. But I have more help this year, so it's a little less stressful. I have people like Lux here to help me, so but still, I'm a little bit. I'm going grey faster than I should. I'll say that.
Come on.
Hey, wait a minute. That ain't funny. I got that all the way around.
I'm not even
That's not
joking.
funny. That's not funny. I got a lot of gray. I'll give you some of it if you want. You know, I can donate.
Please, no, I also have gray hair too, bro.
Ryan, you get gray hair too, buddy?
Yep. I do indeed have gray hair
so
myself.
we're all on the boat. We're all on the boat with the gray hair situation. No problem.
Oh my god. Well, for me, in general, I think the hardest thing is balancing time between IRL and VR. Like, I think at this point, it's no secret that I would like to spend more, like I try to spend as much as free time as possible in VRChat, whether working on stuff contributing to communities or just a chill hangout with the friends that I made for the last 3 years. And it's like IRL side is also important, obviously. Like, I have a day job, so that is something that I need to focus on as well. And then, being the oldest son in the family, I also need to support the family. When they want to go out, I go with them and things like that. So to be honest, for me, the hardest thing to manage in my life right now is just the balance of IRL and VR and the VR space, really, just to make sure that everything is, make sure I have a balanced investment of my allocation of my time to both of those things, because I do value both my IRL personal life and my VR life, I suppose. Is that a term? So yeah. Yeah.
Oh. So I'll ask you this question as well, in lieu of some of the stuff you've mentioned so far. So since the whole popularity of the VRC has ballooned, what are some of the preconceived notions people may have? And is there anything that may go against what the public thinks is being worked on, or anything like that? Because I'm sure from the first one, there's got to be a couple of things.
Whoa. Really quick. Hi, I'm here to interrupt the episode. If you're interested in learning more about VRChat creators and communities across the platform, you should check out Nova Notes podcast over on YouTube, Spotify, and many other platforms. It's my podcast. I run a podcast as well. Hi, my name is Nova Player. I gotta go. Don't have much time.
Hey!
Gotta go.
So the number one thing is that no matter what we do and how transparent we are in the process, and that it is 100% publicly voted for, people will always say that the votes are rigged or that we've deliberately put someone forward, X, Y, Z. It's impossible for us to prove that we haven't done that, but I can guarantee you we haven't, because doing so would jeopardize the integrity of the awards and would make all of our hard work for nothing. We have nothing to gain from putting an individual forward instead of someone else. There's no benefit to doing that. So for me personally, I really don't mind who wins any award. It's not, for me, really about who wins. It's about bringing the community together and highlighting the beauty of VRChat to the wider audience. But yeah, no matter what you do, every award show gets this. Like the Game Awards last year, when Astrobot won, I was like, oh, it's so rigged. So I get where people are coming from with that perspective, but I can guarantee you that is not the case. The entire production team know that it's not as well. But it's very hard for us to kind of, how do we prove that? We literally can't. It's so frustrating. One of the biggest things as well is although we have the figures of all the votes and the numbers counted, and we've had 2 independent parties correlate and count the votes, which came to the exact same numbers for quality control. If we release those numbers, people will just say, "Oh, you changed the numbers." Like, we can't win. There's nothing we can do to convince people. So we just stay true to our word. We stay realistic and honest and transparent. And that's what it's important to us, that the main awards are 100% community voted. I don't even vote, so I don't even get a say in the voting process. And there's people I'd love to vote for, and I can't, because I want to be as fair as possible. And I can't be voted for either in any awards. So people voted for me last year for certain awards. We had to veto those votes because obviously I can't win an award show that I won. That's a big no-no. The only other thing that we take note of is anyone who gets involved with us in a monetary sense, so our sponsors, they are excluded from the awards. Because as you can imagine, if you give us money and then win an award, that looks real shady. So we make sure.
Yeah, very
it's
much
literally,
so.
I write it into their contracts to say, if you work with us in that capacity, you cannot be involved in the process. You cannot win any of the awards, etc. So it's important that we maintain the integrity and that people trust us and the process. But as I've said, people will always have their criticisms or their own thoughts. And I understand where they're coming from, because I've been in the same boat with award shows myself. So yeah, we do our best, honestly. And about 99.9% of you believe in the process and trust us. And we're not about to throw away that trust by giving someone an award who didn't actually win it. That would be insanity. It would ruin years of hard work for the entire team, and there's nothing to gain from it. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that we dealt with last year. And to kind of help with the feedback we got, we made the curation awards. So people were upset that it's always the biggest, most popular names that will generally pick up the main award. And the show is about everyone. We want to showcase and highlight as many people as possible from all walks of VRChat. So we decided the best balance was to have the awards as normal, and then 14 additional curation awards, which is chosen by a panel of anonymous individuals. I sit in on all the meetings as well. I'm not allowed to have any input, but I have to be there for quality control, to make sure that everyone is acting fairly. Like the curation panel don't come together and go, "Hey, they're my friends, they should win." I'm there to make sure that doesn't happen. So I can't have any input in the process, but I oversee it for quality control. So we do everything we can to be as accessible to every person in the community, regardless of your size, and to make the process as fair as possible.
Oh, well, thank you for explaining that. I do appreciate the transparency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
For me, I think the biggest challenge in the VR Community Awards as well, like we say that the first, I mean, to be honest, the first iteration of VR Community Awards is like blowing up like above you expected the right, Puck. But even after that, we just to be honest, all right, like it's like it blew up, but not everybody in VRChat know about the VR Community Awards yet. So one of the biggest challenges is we have a couple of cases where like there's a couple of comments about, "Oh my God, the VR Community Awards is an amazing thing, but I didn't know about it back then," and so they don't get a chance to be mentioned in or they don't get a chance to participate in the VR Community Awards. So one of the big changes we do for this year is like launching the Discord server to like try to build like a mini community surrounding the VR Community Awards. And we also do organize like a couple of community meet and hangouts as well. Like we are gonna do a fourth one this coming middle of February, like next week actually. Yeah, we're gonna do like we're gonna do like a lot of community meetup and hangouts. It's a place where people have a chance to see us and talk to us, obviously, but also ask questions about how the award works and what's the best way to support and what's the best way to contribute in the awards. And by doing that, I just hope that the word of mouth spreads, and that way more people will participate in the VR Community Awards, and from there more awesome stuff gets highlighted during the award show. So yeah.
Cool. So from during your time running the VRCAs, what have been some of your favorite memories or experiences during the VRCAs and the events leading up to?
I would say watching back last year's show is a very humbling experience, and it does make me teary watching back and seeing the chat like absolutely blowing up, congratulating people for winning, all the nominees in chat like motivating each other and supporting each other in their categories and other categories and other creators as well. So it showed me that it worked because the entire community came together and they were all supporting each other in the chat. We were united for one night to celebrate VRChat, and that brought me to tears. Seeing that, it makes me teary now thinking about it. It means a lot to me that I'm able to do something good, and yeah, seeing that back always kind of will always keep me grounded and make sure that it will always keep me grounded and make sure that I try and do my best for the community and for everyone. You know, I'm only human. I may not always get it right, and I may make mistakes. We all do, but I will always try my best, and I think that's the most important thing. Like, my heart's in the right place, and that's super important to me, that we never lose focus of that. Following from that, we would never give control of the awards to a sponsor either. So we will always keep control of it in the community. It will always be with the community because we're in it for the community. We're not in it for the money or you know, there's no fame or glory to be had. It's just a fun thing for everyone. And we did actually have a sponsor last year who wanted to take majority control of the awards, and I rejected their offer. So it's important to me that we always do it for the right reason. And if we ever lost sight of that vision, I would probably step down. But I don't see me ever giving this up. So, yeah, sorry, I got a bit emotional.
It's all good.
It's okay.
It's good.
It means a lot. Yeah. Like, I can attest. I can attest to Puck, where the VR Community Awards, like, we are just a bunch of the VR enthusiasts that are very passionate on what we do. So we really just want to highlight the best things in VRChat. And speaking of that, actually, like the question of what's the happiest memory I have working in Community Awards is, to be honest, just meeting new people and talk about communities and their creations and things like that. Like, during those community hangouts and like scrolling through like some of the channels in the VR Community Awards Discord server, like, I genuinely do like read all of the channels, and I genuinely like try to find out what other people are doing, because you know, like, knowing all of that, it genuinely makes me happy. Like, I get to see what other amazing things that people are doing, and I get to see other people's experiences, like, you know, other people doing podcasts and things like that. And honestly, like, listening and seeing all that makes me happy. It's like, I don't know. It's just it feels like backseating other people's experiences of doing what they do in VRChat, and it makes me happy. And it makes me happy, like, they're doing these amazing things, you know, and I get to learn a lot of cool new things that they do. And then if there is something that I found very interesting, like a new roleplay group that I was like, ooh, I might actually like that. And then I visit. I have a good time in my life, you know, something like that. So yeah, just just seeing new things, meeting new people, just genuinely makes me happy. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So another question is, were there any groups that you've found out about during the VRCAs that you did not know about before? Any of them perk your interest personally?
Loads. I couldn't even count them. The pool parlor, the chess club, project community. Oh God, there's so many. There's hundreds
so
of
many, yeah.
communities. Novid Squad this year. Oh, there's so many. Milky Way Maid Cafe. VR Dance Academy. Japan Nichijo. VR Japan Tours. Everyone knew about
you also went to the first Lux Nova show as well, thanks to the VR
Lux
Community
Nova,
Awards.
Lux Nova, yeah. You want to meet, yeah. Amazing community. The local police department. There's so many. There's probably I'm not underestimating this when I say it, there's probably at least 100 communities, or like I would say individuals on top of that would probably make it about 500, 600 in total. But there's got to be at least 100 communities that I've been made aware of or have had some sort of engagement and interaction with because of the awards. And it's truly opened my eyes to how diverse and incredible this community is. It's much bigger than you could ever imagine. I'll say that. It really does cater to every kind of interest and every style of player. From the development side, where the people create, all the way through to the players who just enjoy the games that they've made. You know, there is such a diversity here that it's almost endless, and that's really incredible. So it really did open my eyes to how big the world is, and that we are just a part of something much greater, you know, and we're just glad to be a part of it.
I can very much understand.
I got one.
Oh,
yeah.
They still haven't answered though.
Yeah.
Still was an answer. Question.
Well, my bad.
No, it's okay. I'll do it. No, it's really quick. Like I have the same sentiment. As Puck, where just in a personal capacity, just going into the interesting community. Like there's a lot, like loads of communities that put information about their community in the VRCA Discord, and then through there I join their Vrchat groups and try to attend a couple of their events. But I think another aspect is like this is the one that is very personal to me. Like I do filmmaking stuff in some of my spare time and Vrchat, and one of the things that the VR Community Awards has helped me is exposing like some of the VR music artists out there, and then from there I get to listen to some of their creations, and then from there it kind of opens up an opportunity, you know, like of a like collaborative opportunity. Like maybe some films I want to use a music that some of the VR community artists, like the VR music artists, are doing, and things like that, and it kind of like opens up a bridge. It opens up a community of opens up a collaborative opportunity to work together on things that makes it bigger than what you can do alone, and things like that. So yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, my turn. Oh,
Ask.
okay. I am. Don't get pushy. Okay. In the future, guys, what is your goal? One of your biggest goals that you want to see in VR yourself?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I actually don't know. VR chat's not perfect, and it never will be like perfect because everyone's vision of what is perfect is different. You know, what is good for one person may be bad for another. So there's no real, like, for me, there's no perfect place VR chat can be. The only thing I can hope for is that we have a community that unifies for the love of the platform and for who we are, and that we continue to support each other and all be a part of this experience. That's the most important thing to me with VR. Obviously, you know, as time goes on, technological advancements will take place. The game itself is advancing with like capabilities, with avatars and worlds and games and programming and all those cool things. So I hope it continues that trajectory. I hope it continues to grow as a community, as it is slowly gaining numbers consistently, which is really, really positive to see for the platform. I hope that continues for many years to come. So yeah, for me, it's more I want the community to stay as a community more than I'd want to see a certain advancement technologically in the platform.
Okay.
I think like another way to phrase that, I'm basically in agreement with Puck, but I think for me it's more like I want VR chat and the VR technology in general to be more generally accepted into the wider society. In the wider society, like we experienced a huge boom of people hopping onto VR chat during the pandemic on 2020 because everybody is forced to be indoors and everything and things like that, right? I just feel like a general goal, what I hope that I can see like in the future, in the coming years, is just general more acceptance socially that VR chat and VR technology is not just a technology and a platform for nerds or for kids and things like that. It's a genuine platform. It's a genuine place where we can be connected to like-minded people. We can experience new things. We can learn new things and things like that. So I just would like to see more general acceptance in society of VR chat and VR technology. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Oh, so question I'm gonna ask you guys as well is, since putting on the plastic potato on the front of your head, did you expect the journey you've been on since coming here?
Wait, say that again. I was laughing.
Hey,
Sorry.
we're off the potatoes. Yeah, we gotcha.
Since you put on the VR headset, the plastic potato on the front of your face, did you expect the journey you've been on since coming here?
Absolutely not. I never expected me to be where I am. You know, this VR chat has changed my life completely. So I've gone from, you know, living at home with my parents and just working a mundane job and just like not really having a life that I was happy with, to waking up every morning, looking around me and being so happy to be who I am and to have the life I do and to be supported by so many people around me. I found happiness and I owe it all to this community. It means so much to me that like, I get to be happy. And it means more than I can ever like show. It changed my life, and these are years of my life I'll always look back on and be so proud of and be so happy to have been a part of it. And I wouldn't trade it for what.
You know what? Give me a hug, give me a hug.
No, I'm crying in my head.
Hair needs washed out once in a while too. We all know that. No matter how you get it.
Okay, so like as I said on the intro, like I got into VR chat because my company pretty much forced me into VR chat. But to be honest, if it wasn't for the amazing things that the VR chat has offered me back then, I would probably like quit VR chat a long time ago when the project of my company is paused and not continue anymore. It's just that even after the project is stopped, I just keep coming back because of the amazing people that I found in VR chat. I want to hang out with them and things like that. And yeah, because of that, I just feel as well that it definitely is a huge turn in my life discovering VR chat. That is definitely for sure, because through the platform of VR chat and through in general meeting new people and meeting like-minded individuals in VR chat, it's just like I just feel like the social connections I'm building in VR chat is genuine, and people just in general just want to have fun in VR chat and spend time together and everything. It's been really fun, and from there it's kind of like open my eyes and open my eyes and making me more open-minded with more people, and it has helped me develop as a person. I'll give you like a very one personal example, a little bit, like just for context. I'm from Indonesia. Like I'm from the Southeast Asia in Indonesia, and unfortunately, Indonesia is a Muslim majority country, which means LGBTQ people is not welcome in Indonesia. Through the power of VRChat, I get to expose myself and I get to talk to a lot of the LGBTQ people in VRChat, and from there, I get I get like the perspective of LGBTQ people, and right now, like I have some of my best friends that are people from the LGBTQ community right now. So yeah, it's just very eye-opening, make me develop further as a person more deeply, and I'm truly thankful to the VRChat community and to the friends that I have met along the way. Yep.
So now with the VRCAs right around the corner from now, what can the audience expect from the VRCAs this year? What kinds of categories are there? What are you looking forward to? What can they keep an eye out for?
Yeah, we've made lots of improvements to this year. So the production value overall has gone up. So the quality of the nominee videos and the new curation videos will be much higher than last year. We've got live performances from multiple artists. We can confirm that Whispers will be performing live on the show.
Oh, wow.
We will also have a performance from Lux Nova as well. And we'll have like a live stage with real-time lighting that is controlled from a booth. So it's really advanced this year. We've really like stepped it up. Obviously, we had the additional 14 curation awards, and we've added a couple of extra categories this year. So due to public feedback, we always listen to what the community tell us, and we want to use that to improve and grow every year. And one of the main feedbacks we got was that there were no male avatar categories last year. So we've added 2 male avatar categories. So we have humanoid male and furry male categories this year. So we will always take the input and the feedback from the community to try and cater to everyone, especially with public voting. That was a big thing that most people love public voting, but obviously, there is the little guy misses out. So we solutioned that with the curation awards. So we will always do what we can to accommodate to the community's interests and their requests. And so the overall production value has gone up massively. We'll have some of the awards hosted by industry recognized individuals or celebrities, live performances, 14 curation awards, and just a better production overall. We've got new music this year that I've got licensed from the creator. So we've definitely pulled out all the stops this year. So with the opportunity I've been given and the additional resources from the team, it's allowed us to really improve the experience for everyone. So the show should be about an hour longer this year as well, due to all the additional content that we've added. So we'll probably be running for like 4 or 5 hours this year.
Oh, wow.
Just turn up on the show, 15th of March. That's the that's the thing that we want.
15th of March, 7 p.m. GMT, so UK time. We hope everyone enjoys it. We really do. It's a labor of love and passion from the community to the community, and the biggest thing is we just hope everyone has fun.
Well, we're going to ask the last couple questions before we start wrapping up. First of which is the names you got in VRChat. Where do they come from, and why do you still use them?
Puck came from me randomly thinking of it one day. So I used to be known as VRC Bunny because about 18 years ago I lost a bet to a friend who then decided that my name would be Bunny, and it brought traction, and everyone in my life forever called me Bunny. But as I grew as a content creator, having the generic name of Bunny didn't give me any individuality or a brand to work with. So I came up with the name Puck. It wasn't really based on anything. I know it's associated to like Midsummer Night's Dream or there's a character in Dota, and there's a character in Berserk and things like that. It was literally just associated to me thinking of it on the spot. And I spoke to Twitch, and my partner manager was like, yeah, the official Puck account has been dead for 2 years. If you want the name, you can have it. And the rest is history. I rebranded as Puck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do I TLDR this? Okay. So when I was in grade school, like around 5th to 6th grade, like around that time, I have a hobby of creating comic books, stickman comic books. So I would often like draw in the break times in my school, and one of these characters that I make in my comic books, it's called Luxy. It's literally Lux with the I at the end. And then one day when I make my Steam account for the first time, it asked me for an internet username. So I was thinking, maybe I should put my comic book stickman character Luxy into the username. And then it dawned upon me, I want to combine the word Luxy and Infinity. So I want to call myself Luxy Infinity. But then my 6th grade ass doesn't know English, misspelled infinity, so it becomes Luxifinity. That's how I got my. That's how I got my.
I like it the way it is. It's better the way it is, honestly.
And yeah, ever since then I never corrected it. I just stick I just stick with it, and that's how I got Luxifinity until this day.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Can I be a horrible human being and just run off to the toilet real quick? I'm not very well.
Go for it.
Can I just quickly?
Yeah,
that's okay.
I'll only be like 2 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll stop the recording and the last question is the avatars you're using. Where do they come from? Why do you use it? Is there anything about it that means anything to you?
Oh, interesting. You first?
You first.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
It makes me think you've got a story. It's going to be more interesting than mine.
No, where do I start? To be honest, okay, why? Okay. First of all, why a female avatar? I think people should know that first, right? For me, I think it's no secret that a lot of people in Vrchat use female avatars. I think that's no secret at this point. For me, when I first started Vrchat, why I decided to be having a female avatar is not because of Vrchat. It's more like it's the history of me using female avatar is way beyond Vrchat, even before I found Vrchat. So it's I still remember I play MMO RPGs, right? I started in Phantasy Star Online 2 MMORPG. I started with a male character, but then me being a teenager, I thought to myself, wait, if I'm controlling this MMORPG character, and this character is always facing the front, right? So I always see the backside of the character. So I'm looking at the dude's ass for the entire time, for hours day, grinding MMORPG. So I was like, you know what? I will use a female avatar just so I can look at the girl, look at the female when I spend full time gaming and things like that. And that's how I got myself a female avatar in Vrchat. I first started with obviously the public avatars. I still remember I was using a Cookie Shinobu avatar from Genshin Impact when I first started Vrchat. And then slowly but surely, as I said about learning new things, when people told me about, hey, customizing your own avatar. And then that's how I exposed myself to Booth. Freaking Booth took a lot of my money. and then Jesus Christ, so many good female avatars in Booth. And then I got myself a Celestia base. I do head swap with a Little Fleet head. I have a friend that is thankfully very talented in Blender and did a head swap of two Booth bases into one like this. And then I just have fun customizing my ideal waifu in Vrchat. because just for context, I also like anime. Like I play lots of gacha games. Like the wings, like these short wings, and the halo is inspired by the Sancta race in Arknights. So if anybody here who plays Arknights knows what I'm talking about. So basically, one of my favorite races in Arknights is Sancta. So I created this female avatar, and then I just like commissioned somebody to make the short wings and added this halo, and then here I am. This is my avatar now.
It's really cool, to be honest. I like it.
It's a really cool looking avatar.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. My story is that it's a bit strange. So like when I first got into VRChat, I was using I was playing back in the days where you had to go to a world and pick up an avatar, and you couldn't save them to your profile. God, I'm old. And over the years, I've used a couple of avatars. I've been through like 4 main iterations of myself, and this is version 4. This is Puck. So before that, I was Bunny. This was kind of my debut as a VTuber as Puck, and this is a mix of avatars. So I have a Manuka base, so it gives versatility with outfits choices there. I am a Saria face, which isn't a really well-known avatar. Saria, really good avatar, not really well-known. So I have a Saria face, Mufuru hair, and Usa ears and tails. So I am a mix of 4 avatars. At the time, it was very expensive because I had to buy all 4 avatars to make just to take a bit of each to put it together. And a friend of mine called Neckoned, big shout out to them. They put it all together for me. And then Meowmies did a second iteration, and then Onijeu did a third iteration. So it's been for a lot of changes over the last 2 years. But I've kind of reached that point where I'm super, super happy with the character and the image and representation of me. I use this avatar, which looks female, as I'm gender fluid. So I do wear male and female clothing in real life. I do go out in public in female clothing. And my mood changes each day. So I'll wake up one morning, I'll be like, hey, I want to put on a dress and be pretty. Or I'll wake up and want a boy mode and just put on like a hoodie and trousers and like just be a guy for the day. So it changes erratically. And this avatar kind of gives me that balance of fluidity between my identity. So I went with something that's female presenting, but can still be male as well. So this is I feel like this is me, and I'm happy with the image I have. The lily in my hair is kind of my identifying brand or my image. And when I debuted as Puck, this became kind of my identifier for who I am and my image and my logo. And the white lily, I lost my sister almost 4 years ago now to liver failure. She was 32 when she passed.
Oh.
And the white lily is her favorite flower. So I keep it with me at all times, so I know she's always with me.
Sorry
My
for your loss.
condolences.
I'm gonna get emotional again.
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
I also have a tattoo on my back of a white lily, which means that she's always got my back, and I have it on the avatar as well. So I do have the same exact tattoo on my back on my avatar. So it's kind of it makes me feel complete and represents me in real life and in the virtual space. So that's how I became me.
Well, thank you both very much for coming on and talking with
yes.
us and let us get to know you and your story. It means a lot to us as you run the VRCAs to learn all the cool stuff that's all throughout this VRChat universe. So thank you for sharing your story with us. It means a lot.
Thank you for having us. It's
No,
been an
thank
absolute
you.
pleasure.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm always like very humbled that people would want to spend the time to talk to us or get to know us or be interested in what we do. And that's the beauty of VRChat. We all support each other, and we've made something truly special here. And it's only thanks to all of you that it's possible. So thank you.
No problem.
For everybody that is watching this podcast, like genuinely, everybody in VRChat does amazing things. Everybody is lovely, and yeah, just keep doing what you do, and let's grow VRChat together.
Hell yeah.
Now, if anyone in the audience wishes to reach out and find you or the VRCAs, either of you, where can they go to find you or the VRCAs?
So regarding the VRCAs, all the information is available regarding joining our Discord, the awards, the nominees, etc. All that information's on our website, which is vrcommunityawards.com. You'll also find our socials there, so feel free to check us out on Blue Sky or Twitter. You can join the Discord from there as well. Me as a content creator, you'll find me at Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Puck. And you'll also find access to my YouTube and my socials and my Discord there as well. So I have my own Discord as a content creator. So yeah, I'm really easy to find, to be honest. Just search Puck and you'll find me.
Me, Luxifinity VR in Twitter. And to be honest, my Discord DMs are open. Just search Luxifinity, and if you have something you wanna ask or have a conversation with me, my DMs are always open, and I'll be happy to talk with everybody.
Ooh. Well, thank you both again, and we'll make sure we have all those links for you.
Thank you.
Video description below. If you're on YouTube, and Spotify will be in episode description. Everything will be labeled the same, so you can just go to guest links or Puck or Luxfinity links, and it'll be right there for you to find, copy, paste, or click, whichever is convenient for you. And with that being said, we'll interact with the audience a bit. Usually ask you a question and answer, but this time I want to give you homework. Your homework is to share news of the VRCAs. Go on Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord DMs. Go to VRChat World and shout at your friends, whatever it is. Share the word, March 15th. We'll see you there. And Raptor, you know the thing.
Yeah, I do. And folks, when you're in here checking these people out or anybody in VR and roaming around or checking us out and you bump heads to them, the first thing you always want to go is how you're going to say it. Just say hi, wave, smile, and guess what? If you're really watching what you're doing, just make sure if you're playing a female or a male, just don't check out the ass. We'll talk to you later. Bye. I wonder if you can ride the train and go inside the fucking over there. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. How big that wall is.
It goes in there and goes around. Why? And it goes around.
Oh, it does. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah, it goes fucking around. I don't know where it goes. Like I said, I just got here. I don't know where everything is.
Huh.
I have to check this place out.
Definitely. We're going to have to.
There's another one. There's another one I got to show you that it's called the, yeah, hold on. Another one is called the Cozy Woods. That one's cool.
Oh, okay. We're definitely going to check that out too. There's a bunch we're going to have to check out.
Yeah, there's some new ones in.